There it is. Good afternoon, everybody. It's time for Strat-O-Matic baseball. Little connection issue there. Excuse me a minute. Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Clear my... Excuse me again. Clear my throat here. Today we are going to finish up this date in history, May 13th, 1966. It was a Friday evening game. Atlanta Braves at the St. Louis Cardinals. And we have in the lineup for the Cardinals batting cleanup the recently deceased Orlando Cepeda. Cepeda, of course, a Hall of Famer, Rookie of the Year, 1967 MVP, 1967 World Series champ. There's Franklin's back, live from Florida. It's Franklin Long. Ben's here, Basso, Greg, hello everybody. Anyway, as I was saying, we all know by now the news of the passing of the all-time great Orlando Cepeda. So before I get started with this game, let's just have a moment of silence for Orlando Cepeda. Thank you. Okay, the Sunday game, which I always enjoy, and, I enjoy them all. Who am I kidding? Frank's here. Hello, Frank. Again, we got the Braves at the Cardinals. Braves come in 12-18, underachieving compared to their real-life record. Cardinals at 500, 12-12, and Cepeda was exactly what this lineup needed. The Cardinals really needed a clean-up hitter. They come into the game, for example, with only 16 homers as a team compared to 32 for the Braves. They'd been pitching reasonably well, both teams pretty close there. The Braves with a 4-team earned run average, 4.00 to be exact, and the Braves at 3.95, so basically even. Ken Johnson, the right-hander, will take the mound for Atlanta. Al Jackson, the lefty, makes his first start of the season for St. Louis, and welcome to Ron. Ron's for St. Louis. Let's check the replay numbers on these two pitchers. Johnson 2-1 with a rather high 4.85 ERA on the season so far. This will be his 7th start. For Al Jackson, his first start, as mentioned, he's made 7 relief appearances with a high 7.45 ERA across 9 2/3 innings. Now you can see on the card here, Jackson, 233 innings on the card in real life. Just now making his first start of the season as we conclude, I believe it's week 5. Week 5 on the schedule. Let me double check that here. I think that's right. Yes, it is. Okay, sorry about that. Just checking that. This game would conclude week 5. And Bob Cole's here. Welcome, Bob. Yeah, no doubt. Good thing I made a point to have lunch right before this. So here's the lineup for the Braves. Felipe Alou will lead off in center field. Eddie Matthews moves up to the 2 spot at third base. Hank Aaron in his customary 3 spot in right field. Rico Cardi back in the lineup in left, batting cleanup. Gene Oliver will do the catching today, a day off for Joe Torre. Oliver will hit 5th. Lee Thomas, the first baseman, bats 6th. Frank Bowling at second base, 7th. Woody Woodward at short hits 8th. And Jackson, the pitcher, bats 9th. For St. Louis, Tim McCarver will be behind the plate. Cepeda at first. Javier and Jerry Buchek up the middle. Smith at third. An outfield of Brock, Flood, and Shannon from left to right. And here we go now. Jackson is ready. Felipe Alou steps in, hitting .315 on the season so far. 3 home runs, 17 RBIs. It's only fair to point out that Felipe also has 8 doubles and 6 triples, for a total of 17 extra base hits. Jackson ready to work now. Here's the windup. The first pitch of the game is going to be a 5'9" right-handed. It's a grounder to shortstop X. That'll be Buchek. Buchek, not a good shortstop. A 4.56. Hold your breath on this one. Tough play for Buchek on a 14, and he's in the hole to make the grab. Throws across in time. Oh, wow. What a play by Jerry Buchek. So here I am maligning Buchek's defense, and he comes up with a fine play to start off the game. Here's Eddie Matthews now. And we've also got Jeffrey and Perry here today. Welcome, guys. Here's Matthews. Matthews hitting .245 so far. 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. Left-handed hitter. Left on left, in fact. As Jackson set, comes in there with a 6'12 lefty, grounder to first base X. That's going to be Cepeda, a 3E17. Here's the roll on the play. That's going to be a 14. Error rating. The roll of a 7. He's a 17. And he boots it. Oh, man. E3, error St. Louis. I have to say, I find that disappointing. Let me check the lighting here. I'm not crazy about this. That's not bad. I'm going to go with that for now. Okay. So many settings, so little time. Okay, Matthews aboard on the 1-out error. And up to the plate strides Henry Aaron. Aaron on the season hitting just .197, but with 10 home runs and 21 RBIs. 10 home runs, second only to Mays. Jackson from the stretch now. The pitch to Henry Aaron is a 6'5 right-handed, a fly ball into left field. That's going to be playable for Brock. Just back a few steps and pulls it in for out number 2. And the batter will be Rico Cardi. Cardi leading the club in batting, comes into the game hitting .377. 4 home runs, 11 RBIs. Jackson from the stretch. Pitch to Cardi is a 4.8 right-handed. That's a double to 6, and it's on a 6. It's down for extra bases. A 2-star double will force Matthews to hold up at third. And a ringing double for Rico Cardi puts runners at second and third with 2 down. And Gene Oliver will get a chance. Oliver hasn't played much so far this season. Just 1 for 19 on the season. That hit was a double. He does have 1 RBI. Second and third, Jackson checks the runners. 2-7 left-hand, the grounder to short. That's going to be Buchek again. Throws him out, and that retires the side. No runs a hit, 2 left on. There was an error. We go to the bottom of the first. Atlanta nothing. St. Louis coming to bat. Right, Ben. Yeah, got the strobe lights going. As Ken Johnson gets loose here, we'll give you the St. Louis lineup. Lou Brock leading off in left field. Mike Shannon in right field hit second. Kurt Flood in center batting third. Baby Bull Orlando Cepeda, the late Orlando Cepeda, at first base hitting cleanup. Charlie Smith at third bats fifth. Tim McCarver, the catcher, will hit sixth. Julian Javier at second base in the 7th spot. Jerry Buchek, who made 2 fine plays in the top of the inning at shortstop, hitting 8th. Jackson, the pitcher, hits ninth. Setting Atlanta defensively, we have Gene Oliver behind the plate. The infield, Thomas at first, Bowling and Woodward up the middle, Eddie Matthews down at third, and the outfield left to right of Carty, Alou, and Henry Aaron. So here's Brock to get things started. Brock comes in hitting .238, 3 homers, 11 RBIs, left-handed hitter. Johnson into the windup. Pitch to Brock is a 4-5 left-handed. It's a fly ball into straightaway center field. Alou going back, and he's there to make the catch 1 away. I think we all are, Bob, absolutely. Right, Ben? He's a 4-E 56, Ben. 56. It's even worse. Here's Mike Shannon now with 1 down. Shannon hitting an even 200, 5 for 25. This will be just his 14th ball game. 2 of those 5 hits are home runs, however. Johnson into the windup. Delivers the pitch to Shannon on a 5-7. It's another fly ball into center. Alou barely has to move for this one and puts it away for out number 2. Yes, so do I, Frank. That's why I was a little upset there when he made that error in the first. Did not hurt the team, however. Here's Kurt Flood with 2 down. Flood hitting .253. Just 1 homer, 5 RBIs. Johnson on the windup. Here's the pitch to Flood now on a 5-6. He rips a base hit right up the middle. So a 2-out single for Flood. Flood a star 15 stealer, so it's a good time to check that Atlanta battery. Johnson with an excellent -4 hold. Oliver a +1. That's a total of -3, making Flood a 12. No need to hold him. And here's the man of the hour, Orlando Cepeda, coming to bat. Cepeda with the Cardinals 2 for 9 with a home run so far. Johnson checks the runner now from the stretch. The pitch to Cepeda is a 5-6, triple to 2 on a 4. He'll settle for a long single as Flood makes the turn and heads into third. So the 2-out single by Cepeda puts runners on the corners, and Charlie Smith will get a shot. Smith hitting .330 so far, pair of homers and 8 RBIs. Johnson from the stretch. Pitch to Smith is a 1-6, and he draws the walk to load the bases. Cepeda down to second, bases loaded, 2 outs, and Tim McCarver comes to the plate. McCarver batting .368 so far. 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. McCarver, I should point out, also has 5 triples. Bases loaded, Johnson checks the runners. Now the full windup, and the pitch to Tim McCarver is going to be a 5-8 left-handed. It's a little 2-hopper down to first base. Thomas will take it to the bag himself, and that retires the side. No runs, 2 hits, and the Cardinals leave the bases full. We're through 1 inning in St. Louis. We are scoreless. Right, Ben? Yeah, 36, 56, 220, 221, whatever it takes. Leading off for the Braves will be Lee Thomas. Now let's take a look at that card against left-handers, and you have to ask yourself, why? That's all I'm going to say. Why is he in the lineup against a lefty? Well, we'll find out, I guess. Thomas off to a rough start, hitting just .198 on the season. A pair of homers and 8 RBIs, left on left. Jackson delivers a 3-6 and pops him up on the right side. Javier calling for it, gloves it for the first out. I'm glad you appreciate that, Ross. I know at least one person got it. Here's bowling now. Frank Bowling hitting 220, just 9 for 41. No homers, 4 RBIs. Jackson into the windup. That's going to be a 4-7 right-handed. That's a ground ball into the hole. Buchek's there. Nice stop, long throw across in time. So the much maligned Buchek flashing some leather in the early going today, and here's Woody with 2 down. Woody Woodward hitting 244. No home runs, but a dozen RBIs. The pitch from Jackson. 2-5 left-handed. That's a 2-hopper down to third. Smith has it. Throws him out, and it's a neat 1-2-3 inning for Al Jackson. Jackson again making just his first start of the season. He's been out of the bullpen so far for St. Louis, but again, with the 233 innings, my guess would be he's pretty much in the rotation to stay at this point. Bottom of the second, Ken Johnson will face Javier, Buchek, and Jackson, the bottom of the St. Louis batting order. Julian Javier so far hitting just 170 on the season, 1 homer, 4 RBIs. Johnson into the windup. Pitch to Julian is a 4-7 right-handed. That's a ground ball up the middle. Woodward is there. Twists and throws in time. So Woodward shading Javier up the middle. Made a fairly easy play on that one, and here's Jerry Buchek. The surprising Buchek, in addition to his fancy glove work so far today, is leading the club in batting at, are you ready for this? 389. 1 homer, a dozen RBIs. So Buchek off to a hot start in the 1966 season as Johnson comes set, the windup, the pitch to Jerry, a 5-3 right-handed, takes it the other way and slaps a base hit into right field. And for Buchek, his hot-hitting ways continue. No threat to steal as Al Jackson steps to the plate. Jackson, a left-handed batter, 2W. Let's check his bunt rating now. He's a B. And even though there's 2 down, he's going to lay it down. 6 on a B is a successful sacrifice bunt. Moves Buchek to second. And with 2 out, Lou Brock will try to pick him up. Brock 0 for 1. Johnson checks the runner at second now. Here's the pitch to Lou Brock. It's going to be a 1-6 right-handed. Fly ball into right field. Backing up a bit is Henry Aaron, and he'll take it to retire the side. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We're through 2 innings, scoreless. They did play scheduled doubleheaders then. Those were the days. I suppose it was taxing on the staff, but I mean, on the other hand, the pitchers worked a lot more innings then, right? Largely because there wasn't so much emphasis on max velocity and spin rate, all these modern terms that we've come to know and love. Ken Johnson will lead it off for the Braves here in the third. Right-handed batter, 2 with end power. Jackson set the pitch on a 2-7, struck him out. So Jackson makes short work of the opposing pitcher. And here's Felipe Alou, 0 for 1 today. Jackson staring in now. Here's the pitch to Felipe. It's going to be a 5-11 right-handed. It's a fly ball to left field edge. That's a tough play for Lou Brock. He's a 3E20. Lou on his horse. On a 16, he makes the catch for the out. 7X, Alou retired, 2 down, and here's Eddie Matthews. Left on left as Jackson comes set and deals. 1-7 left-handed, and he loses him, ball 4. A 2-out walk to Matthews, and that will bring Hank Aaron to the plate. Never a good idea to walk the man in front of Henry Aaron. Aaron again with 10 home runs. Jackson checks the runner. Now comes to the plate. 5-9 right-handed. That's a grounder to short X. It's going to be another chance for Buchek. 4-56. Here's the play. On a 14, he makes the play. Goes the short way to Javier, and that will retire the side. So 6-4X, side retired. No runs, no hits, 1 left. Oh, absolutely, Perry. Right, Ben? Yeah. Buchek putting on a display so far today. Who says you can't win with a 4 at shortstop? Here's Johnson now, ready to work. It's going to be Shannon, Flood, and Cepeda. Shannon 0 for 1 so far, right-handed batter. Johnson into the windup. Here's the delivery on a 5-5 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Carty is going back at the track, at the wall. It's gone! Home run, Mike Shannon. And the Cardinals jump on the board first. Let's take another look at it. 5-5 righty, homer to 7. Shannon has the power. The roll is a 4. And for Mike Shannon, his 3rd home run of the season, the Cardinals take a 1-0 lead. And here's Flood now. Best hitter on the team, says Frank. 267 in real life that year. 10 homers, 78 RBIs. Again, in the replay, 253 came into the game, and he singled his first time up. Johnson into the windup. 1-9 right-handed. It's a 2-hopper down to third. Matthews has it. Throws him out for the first out. 1 away, and here's Orlando Cepeda. Cepeda singled his first time up as Johnson comes set. The windup, the pitch to the baby bull is a 2-6 right-handed liner right into the glove of Matthews. Oh my, he stung that one. But right at Eddie Matthews for out number 2. Here's Smith now, who walked his first time. Johnson staring in. The windup on the pitch is a 2-11 right-handed. That is another grounder down to third. It's going to be all Matthews this inning as he smothers it to his feet and throws him out. The Cardinals pick up a run, however, on the Mike Shannon home run. After 3 innings in the books now, Cardinals 1, Braves nothing. Hope everyone's having a fine weekend. I had a nice off day from Strat yesterday. Oh, it wasn't completely an off day. I played some of my 1982 Windows replay in the evening after I got home from my mom's house. And of course, I took the cat for a short drive. All in all, an eventful day. We go to the 4th. Carty, Oliver, and Thomas for Atlanta. Rico Carty doubled his first time out, the only Braves hit so far in this one. Jackson into the windup. That's going to be a 4-9 right-hander. That's a high fly ball to left field. That's going to be a 9. It's off the wall for extra bases. Carty rounds into second with his second double of the afternoon. This one to lead off the inning. So the tying run in scoring position, here comes Gene Oliver. Oliver 0 for 1. Jackson checks the runner now. Here's the pitch to Oliver. On a 6-7 right-handed, a single to 6. On a 16, that soft liner is going to find the glove of Julian Javier for out number 1. A single to 6 for the roll of 16. And here's Lee Thomas. Thomas popped up his first time. Left on left. That's going to be a 110 left-handed, a fly ball into left field. Thomas lofts it the other way. Brock comes in a few steps and takes it for out number 2. Runner holds. I've got a, hi Michael, I've got a cat harness. We're just experimenting with that on an indoor basis so far. Runner on second, 2 down now, and here's Bowling. Bowling 0 for 1. Jackson gets the sign. Pitch to Frank Bowling on a 4-5. Fly ball to straightaway right. Shannon there, and that will do it for the Braves in the 4th. No runs a hit, they leave 1. One to nothing St. Louis as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Here's Ken Johnson now. Both pitchers very much on their game so far. Yeah, you got that right, Franklin. We missed you, Franklin. A catapult. Oh, we got the wrong team out there, don't we? McCarver will lead off the bottom of the 4th. McCarver 0 for 1. Johnson gets the sign now. Pitch to McCarver's a 6-10 left-handed. Grounder to third base X. That's going to be Matthews. Tough play for Eddie, a 4-E-27. Here's the roll on the play. On a 16, he makes a fine stop. Backhanded stop to his feet. Long throw in time. What a play by Eddie Matthews. So McCarver retired 5-3X. And here's Javier now. Javier 0 for 1. Johnson staring in. Pitch to Julian is a 112 right-handed. That's a high fly ball to left field. Backing up his Cardi at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Julian Javier with his 2nd home run of the season. And he's a weak versus lefties. How about that? Let's take another look at it. Wait a minute, that's not right. Yes, it is. 112, right-handed. 1 to 7, the roll is a 1. That's the only place where he can hit a home run. No, I take that back as well. He's got that 1-9, 1 through 4. Well, he has end power against right-handers anyway. He's a weak against lefties. That explains it. Now I got to look at his card. That's his 2nd home run. He did hit 7. Presumably all of them against right-hand. Well, no, he's got the 1-9, 1 to 11 against lefties, even though he's a weak. Okay, his card is a bit of an enigma. In any case, he hits his 2nd home run of the season, and it's 2-0 St. Louis. 2 runs on 2 solo home runs, and here's Buchek now, who singled his first time up. 4-11 right-handed is going to be a fly ball into left field X. That's Cardi. Tough play for Rico, a 4-E-10. Sprinting towards the line. On an 18, he's not going to get it. That's going to be down for a single. Rico getting it back in quickly. Buchek rounds and holds with a base hit. With 1 out, it's Jackson again. Jackson, a B bunter. There's already 1 away. He's going to swing away this time. Left-handed batter, excuse me. 2-7 struck him out. So Johnson fans Jackson. It'll be up to Lou Brock with 2 down. Brock 0 for 2. Oh, and you weren't kidding, Michael. I'll be darned. I thought you were kidding me. There actually is a cat stroller, huh? And welcome to Robert. Robert's here, glad to have you. Glad to have everyone here on a Sunday. Here's Brock, runner on first, 2 down. Johnson out of the stretch, delivers the 2-7 fly ball into center field. Alou backing up a few steps and pulls it in to retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. The home run by Julian Javier. After 4 complete, it's 2-0 St. Louis. What? I don't understand the question, Franklin. I may have confused you. If you're talking about Javier, okay. I accidentally glanced at the left side of his card, all right? He's a weak against left-handed pitchers, meaning he cannot homer off of the pitcher's card, but he's an N against right-handed pitchers. Both are irrelevant in this case, since he rolled the 112 on his own card against the right-handed pitcher. And we move along to the 5th. Here's Jackson. Jackson, in his first start of the year, has been magnificent. Only Cardi's been able to solve him with a pair of doubles so far. Here's Woody to lead things off. Jackson gets the sign from McCarver. That's going to be a 3-9 left-hander to ground ball into the hole. Buchek's there. Long throw in time. 1 down. And here's Johnson. A 2 with N power. This is on the bubble, I would say. Let's check his endurance. He's a 7 endurance. Too early to hit for Johnson. He's going to bat. Oh, in the score sheet. No, I do not. 280 struck him out. Johnson goes down swinging for the 2nd time this afternoon. And here's Alou. Two down, Jackson into the windup. The pitch to Alou is a 5-4 right-handed. That's going to be catcher's card X. That's McCarver, a 3E3. Here's the roll on the play. On a 3, it's a foul out to the catcher and the side is retired. Foul out to the catcher X, a 1-2-3 inning for Jackson. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 2-0 St. Louis. Here's Johnson now. He'll be facing Shannon, Flood, and Cepeda in the bottom of the 5th. Shannon 1 for 2 with a home run. Johnson gets the sign from Oliver. It's going to be a 4-5 right-handed grounder into the hole. Woody Woodward there throws him out 1 down. And here's Flood, 1 for 2. Johnson into the windup. Here's the pitch to Flood now. 5-9 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Just strikeout number 2 for Ken Johnson. And that'll bring up Cepeda with 2 outs and nobody on. Cepeda 1 for 2 today. Johnson checks the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch to the baby bull on a 2-5. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 3 for Johnson, a 1-2-3 inning for Ken. We're through 5 here in St. Louis. It's 2-0 Cardinals. Well, they don't think much of them now, do they? As we get ready to go in the 6th here, Jackson warming up. It'll be Matthews, Aaron, and Carty for Atlanta. Jackson pitching a dandy so far. Matthews 0 for 1 with a walk to start things off here in the 6th, left on left. Jackson is a 1-5. That's going to be down the line and into the corner for extra bases. Aaron chasing it down. It bounces off the corner into center field. Alou coming over as Matthews rounds second and heads for third. And he's in there with a leadoff triple. And today's replay triple has been brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. There's your triple, gentlemen. I'm telling you. I should be keeping tabs on that. 2-0 in the 6th. Aaron up. This is a tough one. With Aaron at the plate, I'm inclined to play back for St. Louis. We'll take it batter by batter. Matthews at third. Jackson staring in. The pitch to Henry Aaron. 5'8" right-handed. He pops him up on the left side. Infield fly. Woodward is, not Woodward. Buchek once again is there and makes the catch. A huge out. Al Jackson gets Aaron to pop up to short with one away. They will pull the infield in for Carty. Runner on third, one down. Carty with a pair of doubles to his name today. Jackson staring in, checks the runner now. The pitch to Carty. That's going to be a 4-5 right-handed fly ball to right field. That's going to be deep enough to get a run in. Shannon makes the catch. Matthews tags and scores. And it's a 2-1 ball game. Carty with the RBI sac fly. 2 down, nobody on, and here's Gene Oliver. Oliver 0 for 2 today. Jackson into the windup. That's going to be a 6-8 right-handed base hit up the middle for Oliver. And Atlanta bats coming alive here in the 6th. Oliver, no threat to run, as is the case with most catchers. Not McCarver, of course, but most catchers. And here's Thomas. I'd like to get him out of here against the lefty, but only the 6th inning, and he's only bounded twice. He's going to have to bat once more. Jackson from the stretch. 3-4, grounder to second. Javier has it, flips to Cepeda, and that will do it. The Braves get a run on 2 hits. They leave one. We got a dandy going today through 5.5. It's 2-1 St. Louis. Was it 66? Was grass. Oh yeah, I would have assumed that. And opening, Robert, explain more on that. You've got opening day 69 going tomorrow. What's IP? Oh God, I should know this. Inside pitch, yes, of course. I was thinking payoff pitch, which would not be IP, of course. Opening day, that's exciting. What time, Robert? Do you have a schedule set yet? Yes, it seems to be, of all the ones I've seen, I have to say that inside pitch intrigues me the most. I tried to follow payoff pitch, and I'm going to admit right now I can't follow it. I don't know what the hell's going on there most of the time. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. Here's Charlie Smith to lead off the bottom of the sixth. Smith 0 for 1 with a walk. Ken Johnson into the windup. 312 right-handed. That's a high fly ball to deep left field. Carty backing up now on the track, pulls it in. It's a loud out to left by Charlie Smith. I always say that when it has the ballpark symbol, even though I don't use the ballpark effects. Yes, the Reds always had the traditional opener. Interestingly, they did not in my season due to a rainout. Cleveland had the opener. And I can't even remember who they played now. I know McDowell pitched for the Indians. Here's McCarver 0 for 2. Johnson, the windup. Pitch to Tim on a 1-4. It's a fly ball into straightaway left. Carty again. And quickly there's 2 away. And here comes Javier, the other home run in the game for St. Louis. 1 for 2. Johnson with the pitch on a 6-11 right-hander to grounder wide of second. Bowling plugs up the hole. Flips to Thomas, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ken Johnson. Through 6, St. Louis 2, Atlanta 1. Both pitchers very much on their games here this afternoon. We go to the 7th inning. Jackson an 8 for endurance. It'll be the bottom of the lineup for the Braves. Bowling, Woodward, and the pitcher's spot. This could be the end of the line for Johnson as they trail by 1. Bowling 0 for 2. Jackson gets the sign from McCarver. Pitch to Bowling on 2-11 left-handed. A grounder to second. Easy play for Javier. Routine as he throws to Cepeda for out number 1. And here's Woody now 0 for 2. Jackson into the windup. 1-8 left-handed. That's a grounder wide to third. Smith, a diving stop to his feet. Throws him out. Nice play, Smith. Now with 2 out and nobody on, it's kind of a dilemma. Let's see what they've got on the bench. They have Torrey on the bench. They have De La Hoz. They have Menke, who has a little pop. It almost seems like a waste to use Torrey in this spot. It's either De La Hoz or let Johnson bat. I'm on the fence on that one. I'm going to let Johnson bat. He's pitching a hell of a game. There's 2 outs and nobody on. Right-handed hitter on a 3-11. Fly ball to straightaway center. Easy play for Flood, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jackson. We'll see if that decision was the right one. Johnson in S7 goes into his first inning of potential fatigue, and he'll be looking at Buchek, the pitcher's spot, and Brock. Good time to thank all you guys for spending part of your Sunday with me here. Appreciate the company. Just an old man having fun, as I like to say. Jerry Buchek's 2 for 2 today as he leads off the bottom of the 7th. Johnson gets the sign from Oliver now. It's a 6-6 right-hander to double the 6 on a 9. He'll settle for a long single, and Jerry Buchek is 3 for 3. Came into the game hitting .389. Let's look at the card for a minute. He batted .236 that year. Small sample size. A word I use a lot. I probably overuse it, to be honest. Jackson, a B bunter. I'm going to let the dice decide in or back. No, they're going to pull it in. Never mind the dice deciding. He's obviously going to bunt. He's going to bunt as a C with the infield in. That's a 9C. And they get the lead man. The catcher, Oliver, pops out in front of the plate, fires down to bowling. They get the force. So 2-4 on the bunt. Buchek is forced. Jackson to first. And the batter will be Brock. Boy, he sure is, Ben. Buchek's having a hell of a game. Lou's 0 for 3. Johnson staring in from the stretch. There's the pitch now. It's a 6-9 left-handed fly ball into straightaway right field. Aaron barely has to move, and there's 2 down. And it'll be up to Mike Shannon. 1 for 3 with a home run back in the 3rd. Johnson checks the runner, now from the stretch. Delivers to Shannon on a 1-2 right-handed. Fly ball to straightaway left. That's Carty, and that's going to do it. Side retired, no runs a hit, 1 left. We're through 7 complete here in St. Louis, where it's Cardinals 2, Braves 1. And the tension mounts as we move into the 8th inning. Both starting pitchers still in the game. I love saying that, as you guys know by now. If only that were true today. Music to my ears. Both starting pitchers still in the game. Top of the order for the Braves. Jackson beginning his first inning of potential fatigue. And here's a Lou. 0 for 3 today. Jackson into the windup. That's going to be a 3-7 left-handed, a ground ball up the middle, cut off by Buchek, who throws him out. And you might be asking yourself, what the hell got into this Jerry Buchek? Here's Eddie now, 1 for 2 with a walk, left on left. Jackson winds into it. 3-8 struck him out. So Jackson in his first endurance inning showing no signs of fatiguing. And with 2 out and nobody on, Henry Aaron steps to the plate. Aaron 0 for 3. Jackson set now. Pitch to Aaron. That's going to be a 4-6 right-handed. Fly ball into straightaway center. Flood going back and hauls it in. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jackson. Jackson now has retired the last 7 batters in a row and holds a 2-1 advantage in this ball game. I was just thinking of saying that, Frank. Who do you think you are, Ozzie Smith? And wait, what now, Jeremiah? Hang on, I missed something here. How Fast Score takes care of my 10-minute ticker. Ben hit a double. in 2 years of Little League. Jeremiah hit a homer in batting practice, and it started an empty bench brawl against one of his good buds. Bottom of the 8th, heart of the order for the Cardinals. They lead it 2-1. Here's Flood to start it off. He's 1 for 3. Johnson gets the sign from Oliver. Pitch to Flood is a 3-5. Base hit up the middle. And Flood with a leadoff single is 2 for 4 today. Star 15, he will be a 12 not held with the -3 battery. And here's Orlando Cepeda. Smith, McCarver, Javier, there is action in the Atlanta pen. Let's see what we've got. Billy Odell loosening. Cepeda 1 for 3. Johnson checks the runner now from the stretch. 5-8 to Cepeda, right-handed grounder down to third. Matthews has it to Bowling for 1 to first base, not in time. That'll go as a force. Cepeda to first, he's a star 15, so the same situation, 12 not held. And here's Charlie Smith with 1 away. Smith 0 for 2 with the walk. The pitch from Johnson. 3-6 right-handed. It's a base hit into center field. Flood rounding. He's a 16. To center. Alou with a -2. 14. He's going. They're throwing. 1 to 14 to third. He's in there. Smith, a 1 through 10, rounds and holds at first. Runners at the corners with 1 out, and here's McCarver. 1 more hit or walk will fatigue Ken Johnson. Johnson's pitched a gem so far. Mistakes to Shanning and Javier. Other than that, he's kept him to nothing but singles. Infield, oh God, trailing 2-1. They're going to have to pull the infield in. Smith, no threat to run. Here's the pitch to McCarver with the infield in. It's a 3-4 right-handed, and he pops him up. Infield fly rule. Bowling will take it for out number 2. And here comes Bragan, and he's going to go to Odell right here. Not fatigued yet, but he's getting close. Johnson winds up going 7 2/3. 9 hits. 2 runs so far. The runners at first and third belong to him. He only walked 1. And he struck out 3. Here comes Odell. Odell's been in 9 games. He's 2-2 with 1 save and a 4.32 ERA. Odell, a left-hander, but a very backwards left-hander. And he makes Javier a W instead of an N. That was the deciding factor in the move. Javier 1 for 3 with a homer. Infield back, of course, with 2 down. Runners at the corners. The pitch to Julian. A 3-9 left-handed grounder to second. Bowling to Thomas. And Odell comes in and puts out the fire. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left on. And we go to the 9th with the Cardinals leading at 2-1. Let's check the Cardinals defensively now. Normally, this is where I would replace Buchek, but he's set to lead off the next inning. I just can't take him out right now. Probably should. Who's at first base? Cepeda, he's not coming out. Oh, damn. Thank you, Ben. What was the roll on that? At this point, I'm inclined to let it stand. Did not affect the scoring. Jackson coming out for the ninth. He's going for the complete game. Throwing lightly in the St. Louis pen. Their stopper, Joe Horner. And it will be Carty, Oliver, and most likely a pinch hitter for Thomas now that we're in the ninth. Carty, 2 doubles and a sac fly in this one. The only one who's done any real damage against Jackson. Jackson gets the sign from McCarver. 4-7 right-handed. It's a ground ball up the middle, cut off by, you guessed it, Jerry Buchek, who throws him out 1 down. Here's Gene Oliver, now the catcher. Oliver's got some pop against lefties. 1 for 3 today. The pitch is a 6-11 right-handed. It's a ground ball wide of short. Buchek is there to throw him out. Holy cow, it's the Jerry Buchek show. Down to their last out, it will not be Lee Thomas, who cannot hit a lefty to save his life. Joe Torre will come off the bench and bat for Thomas. Torre with excellent power against lefties. And McCarver's headed out to the mound. 2-1 Cardinals. 2 outs in the top of the ninth, and Joe Torre comes up to pinch hit for Thomas. Torre on the season so far hitting .343, 3 home runs, and a team-leading 24 RBIs. McCarver back behind the dish, flashing some signs. Jackson into the windup now. There's the pitch to Torre. That's going to be a .312 left-handed base hit into right field, and Torre comes through off the bench. Tying run aboard, which means we're going to need a runner for Torre, who's a 1 through 8. Not a whole lot there. Mion or Geiger. Gary Geiger will run for Torre. He's a 14. Let's see if they have anybody better than bowling. They could bring in Menke, who's a better hitter, and then put Woodward back at second. Menke could play short. That's what we're going to do. Dennis Menke is going to come off the bench now and hit for bowling. Geiger at first, no threat to steal. A 1 through 14 runner. He carries the potential tying run. Okay, the umpire breaks up the meeting at the mound. Players return to their positions. Jackson staring in and nodding. From the stretch now, the pitch to Dennis Menke. 5'8" right-handed. He pops him up. That's going to do it. Buchek waving everyone off. He's going to take all 3 outs this inning, and that's the game. Jackson goes all the way in a nail-biter. 2-1 St. Louis is the final. I'll have the totals for you here in just a moment. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with me today. Hell of a good crowd today. Jackson, in his first start, notches his first victory. A 5-hitter. 1 lone run allowed. He walked only 1. Struck out just 3. Beautiful game by Al Jackson, not Larry Jackson. Al Jackson in his first start of the year. I tell you guys, I was nervous the last 2 innings of this game. Nothing like a 2-0 or a 1-0 game to bring out the jitters, right? Odell, a third of an inning, retired his only man. Johnson, the hard luck loser, drops to 2-2. In his 7 2/3 innings, he allowed both runs. Each run a solo home run. Shannon and Javier. I agree, guys. Chief Spokane Gary, player of the game, has to be Jerry Buchek. 3 for 3 and an Ozzie Smith-like performance in the field. The totals for the Cardinals: 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. For the Braves, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. And that concludes the date of May 13th. Tomorrow we'll start the 14th. First game on the schedule will be the Boston Red Sox at the California Angels. That'll be Earl Wilson for the Red Sox, Jim McLaughlin for the Angels. Either this afternoon evening, or tomorrow morning, I will do the Week 5 stats update. Week 5 is officially in the books. 5 weeks on the schedule played. I gotta tell you, I feel pretty good about that. 249 games now. We've got enough where we have some pretty good, well, relatively decent statistics starting to pile up. We don't expect Jerry Buchek to bat 390 something, obviously, but at least we've got some interesting numbers we can look at to this point. And some pretty close races shaping up in both leagues. So once again, thank you everyone for watching. Hit that like button for me on your way out. That helps out the channel. I might pop on later this evening and do the stats update. I've got to enter this game first, of course. So either today or tomorrow, sometime before tomorrow's game, we'll have the stats update. And the game, of course, will be tomorrow at 1:30 Pacific time. So please join me for that. In the meantime, I want to wish everybody a pleasant Sunday evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. Spokane Steve saying so long for now.